Hello, Cancer. Today is the first day of the last quarter moon. While the sun in the month of October. So, last quarter moons are when we go from full moon to a new moon. The full moon is about reflecting and understanding the consequences of our actions. The new moon is about projecting. So right now, we need to look at what we have in the light of what we've learned and start thinking about what we want. Next week will be the full moon, and that's when we can start setting our intentions and telling the world how we want things to be. Now's a good time to start thinking about what you want. As I just said, you are going to need to bring in desire. You are going to need to bring forth desire. You are going to need to reflect on what you want, because you've been too focused on moving on with whatever's been happening previously. Too much focus on the here and the now. Too much focus on the physical and the objective. And again, look, both number 2 cards are a 10 in reverse. So you've been focusing, you've been attending towards, you've been achieving, moving on from situation or situations. You've been making changes. But in doing so, this week, you want to divert your energy more towards you want to divert your energy more towards dreams and ethereal desires. You don't want to be caught up in the physical. You don't want to be too caught up in the real world. You want to start going, okay, fine, even if it's not what I have in front of me, or even if I don't know how to get it, or even if I feel like I'm out of control or whatever. I don't think that's really the case, but what do I want? If I could have anything, if I were to allow myself to wish, what do I want? I want this, I want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. It can be easy to, it can be hard to think about these things because it can allow us to foster a sense of disappointment about our realities. It can be upsetting to realize that you want something that you don't have. However, you can overdo it, can underdo it. Sometimes it's better to do it more. Right now, it's better to do it less. It is better to get more dreamy, look more ethereal, think without physical constraints. Okay, tell me something about this Ten of Wands first. Okay, so this is in the past. Something. Oh, you wouldn't stand for something. The same, but explained differently. You learned something. You learned because you weren't listening to your thoughts, and then you learned something. You didn't act on what you knew, you act on how you thought you should have. You let your emotions run wild. And you were restricting something. You were controlling something. You didn't want to work on something. You didn't think it was the right thing. You let something, it was a intense sense of passivity. You were like, this isn't my thing to do. This isn't my thing to do, so I'm not gonna do it. But I want it to go a certain way, but I don't want to be the one. It's not my job to make it go that way, and you were very emotional about it. You were emotional that, yeah, you just left it up. You just let it solve itself. Cancer. It was like, not my circus, not my monkeys. And you were disappointed. Maybe not disappointment. It wasn't overly emotional. It just didn't go the way you wanted it to. You didn't like, you were like, I'm not gonna touch this. I don't want to touch it. It's not my responsibility. It should fix itself by itself. And in the meantime, you were waiting to see what it would do, and so far it hasn't done what you wanted it to. And so you have decided, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to think about it anymore. Thinking about it, I'm not sure. Maybe you are doing something about it. I don't think you are. I don't feel like you are. My cards kind of say you are. Oh, it's almost... Okay. In your mind... This was some... I think... One's going to read it. In your mind, you think, I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm out. But it's still... you still feel a lot. So you've actually put up walls, and you've put up barriers, and yeah. So the confusion here is, you want something, you don't have it. Fine. You've accepted you don't have it, but it's not, in order to be okay with not having it, you've taken a series of steps to accept, to be like, fine, whatever, I'm not going to have it. I'm just going to go off and do my own thing. You know what? You're like, fine, I won't even try anymore. I accept it, whatever, I give up, I surrender. It's all yours. Make it happen, don't make it happen, whatever, I'm gonna focus on other stuff. But, yeah, that's where you're at. So, for those of you who have come, for those of you that didn't fully apply, wherein you wanted something, you've accepted, and you've come into a degree of acceptance that you don't have it. For those of you who are in that situation and have balanced yourself out, now is the time to reflect on what you do want. Okay, you're at peace with the situation you're in. So now you can use that as a foundation to start looking ahead and start going, okay, I don't have what I want. What is it do I want? Is it still what I wanted before, or has it slightly changed? I am pretty sure it's changed. Because what you thought you wanted didn't go the way you thought it would, right? You let go of it. You were like, I want that, but for whatever reason, it's not my place, it's not the right thing. I don't want to be exerting control over it. That thing that I want, I hope it comes to me. It hasn't come to you naturally. So, and whatever that story is in your life and whatever the details are of that, start seeing if that influences what you want in the future. Because I suspect you don't want the same thing anymore. At least the way I see it. You at least want what you wanted before, but also it needs to come towards you. Okay? So in your mind, think and figure out, how does what I want have to be different so that it would come towards me? I hope that's not too complicated. But let's take a look at how you see the situation. So that was in the past. This is looking forward. This situation is about nurturing, building, realizing, clarifying your desires on a very abstract level. Be it, I want companionship, I want happiness, as opposed to I want this thing here or something like that. More abstract, more philosophical. But how you will see this week, how you will experience it, has more to do with you introspecting on your thoughts. So, as I said, similar to as I said, building on from what I said, you have learnt a number of lessons, a number of things about that which you want. You've learnt about it. You must now reconfigure these in your mind. I wanted this thing. I wanted this thing. It was in my life, or I wanted it to come into my life. It didn't come into my life. So, did I accidentally want something that can't be in my life? For example. Did I want companionship from the wrong person? Did I want companionship, but then I got attached to companionship from a specific person? And were there elements of this person that made companionship impossible? And if so, having identified those elements, I can't tell you what they are in a general reading. I could in private, or particularly in like the back and forward. I could work it out for you, but as this goes, this abstract stuff applies to everyone. This feature about this person was what I wanted. This other feature about this person prevented me from getting what I wanted. Therefore, I want still the first feature, but not the second feature. Okay, if you can sort that out in your mind and send that out, you will be on your steps to receiving it. The steps of this broken down here are get your head in order. Organize your mind. Organize your thought. My advice for this is to write, not in a form of communication or publishing. Simply write out what's on your mind, and be it contradictory, be it offensive, be it something you'd never actually say. Doesn't matter. If you like, you can burn it afterwards, but simply write it out so you can reflect on it. I find the best way to write in the form of a journal is to sit down and try to meditate, because when I meditate, I immediately get flooded with all of these thoughts, and I think I should write that down, or that's interesting. So I will meditate until I get a thought, and then I'll write it down, and then I'll meditate, and then I get a thought, and then I'll write it down. And somewhere vaguely in my mind, I used to tell myself, I'm gonna reflect on this, and it'll make me like super awesome, because I will be able to look back in time and learn from all my blah blah blah. I've never done that. I never really reread the stuff that I've written. Times I do, it feels a little bit cringy, but having written it, I can't even explain why it works out so well. It just any thought that is spiraling and circling in your mind is immediately, at least in my experience, extinguished merely by writing it down and deliberating on it a little bit. So if you have a thought, I want this, and then you have the contradictory thought, no, actually I don't want this because last time I got this, it went badly, say, write out that contradictory thought as well. And it makes it easier for your mind for different parts of your mind to get the message. You're sending information from one part kind of to the rest of your mind. I don't really know how it works. Theorizing what happens in your mind, or the kind of geometry of your mind, I guess, is, well, I mean, psychologists don't even touch that anymore. For you, this week is going to be about reflection. Okay. The challenge this week is going easy on yourself. Too much discipline too much discipline Yeah. Okay. Huh. Okay, it's something like, I've never seen this before. It's a combination. But yeah, I'm definitely getting the download. Okay. You have all these emotions. By the way, anyone's curious, Three of Cups reversed, Hierophant reversed, Six of Cups reversed. These two being in the first position, these two being in the second. The archetypes of the positions being that of their tree of life, or like numerology. Archetypes of the numbers 1, 2. Okay, so you have negative emotion that is somewhat influencing your behavior, right? I'm not gonna go there because last time I did it really hurt. So you know what? I'm done with that. Fine. But part of what's happening is that it is emotion particularly is alchemically water, and desire is alchemically fire. And so what you're actually doing in this case is your emotions, you're using them to generate a lot of restriction and to essentially generate a lot of discipline, right? You're able to contain yourself. To be honest, this is like possibly shades of depression. But anyway, using the negative emotion to temper yourself, but which is not a bad thing. That's kind of what the point of emotion is. However, too much. So too much discipline, too much emotional restriction is kind of just dimming the lights in your life. So you're kind of too many clouds block out the sun. You understand? And then because the sun is gone, I'm getting the sense of, well, yeah, the sun reversed. I'm getting the sense of too many clouds is making the weather dreary, making your life dreary, cold, rainy, sad, right? Like, those emotions. And then that's reinforcing it. Because now that there's less sun and there's less warmth and there's less energy, there's even more emotions. So then even more clouds. So then even more cold, and then even more sad. So then even more clouds. That's the hard part, okay? So if when you're reflecting on what's happened to you, either last week or, it could have happened longer, but essentially whatever new thoughts you've had in the previous week, if you allow these emotions to down you, to depress you, then you'll have a hard time getting out of the loop. It doesn't necessarily... This is the pitfall. This isn't necessarily how it's going to play out. It's more a word of caution. If you allow yourself to get too negative, I'm writing down what I learned, and you know what I've learned? Nothing good happens to me. So you know what? Screw everything. I'm not even gonna try. Like, if you take that approach, well, okay, that is something which, that slippery surface exists. So this week you will be susceptible to walking down that road. So if An emotion is this week. If an emotion is preventing you from, is restricting you in your everyday life, then you will have to change how you feel about it. Okay? Stoicism might be enough. It might just be enough to disconnect from that emotion. Otherwise, you can work on transmuting that emotion. If you want to learn about how to transmute emotions, give Google a crack. Look up yourself. If that doesn't work, you can please shoot me an email. Okay? Now, where is this situation going? Where is this situation going? Needing to make a decision, which is to say it's leading you towards a crossroads. Yeah. Having, I want to say this is more the end of the week. Having, having resolved, realized, decided what it is you want. This is for the sake of a decision coming up. Okay? So, behind the scenes, you are being set up, you are going to be given an option. I'm going to ask this more directly. What is this option? Okay, 9 of Cups. Good, good. Option is I'm running out of decks. You notice that there has been a prevalence of 3 of Cups in this reading. But it was reversed last time. 9 of Cups, Universe, Wheel of Fortune, King of Swords reversed, 3 of Cups upright, being 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the decision has to do with what do you really want, but why? Okay, you don't know what you really want. There you go, 3 of Swords reversed, by the way. You don't know what you really want. No, yes. Yes, you don't know. You could know, but wrapped up in too many thoughts. So, say if it were to come to you now, you would be unable to accept it because you are wrapped up in indecision. So, reflecting on what it is that you want, knowing that you want it before it comes in, is what you need. Cool. Okay. So it's all very abstract. I like personal readings because kind of resolve this down to something a little bit more specific. It's not to say I couldn't study more tarot. If I had extra hours in the day. I'm working on it. Okay, so how to come into balance when you're going through the week. Okay, the goal is, just to rehash, the goal is to figure out what it is you want. The reason you need to figure it out is because you have been you are currently moving on from it too much. You are deflecting, avoiding, ignoring, say. None of those seem particularly positive, but this is your advice. So, deflecting, ignoring, resisting, maybe putting your walls up, closing off your heart, protecting your heart. There we go. That's in a bit more favorable light. You've been freezing your heart to what you really want, and as a result, you will achieve your achieve determining your desires through reflecting on what's in your mind a little bit more. Be careful not to get weighed down. Be careful not to become super self-restricting. Be careful not to get too much of a negative outlook. And the reason you're doing all of this is because a decision is coming up. Okay? Now, how you will come into what will balance you, what will be your anchor, what will the general thing, principle, practice that you can do this week to keep things in order, right? This is the this is what you do when this spiritual work, you worried it might be getting out of hand, or you need to come back down to earth, is to, believe it or not, you need to clear out some of the junk in your head, which is to say, the over-reflection. So, we're reflecting on our thoughts, but a lot of them are, if you know much about sailing, you know that turbulent air spins around and is slower and points in multiple directions. So if you're sailing through turbulent air, the wind will appear to be coming from all these different directions. And being of different directions, it's all antagonizing each other. So be aware that as you navigate through your own mind, a lot of the thoughts you get are not to be taken too seriously. You need to look at them, you need to evaluate them, and if they're no good, you need to just get rid of them without a moment's notice. You know what I mean? I think I should do this, I've thought about it, I don't think I should. Problem solved. Does that make sense? As opposed to, I think I should, and then I don't think I should, and I don't know what to do, right? Just coming to a resolution. Okay, I'm going to clear my own mind out. What do I want? Okay, what do I want? You know, I may have told myself and other people that I didn't want romance because it really hurt. But to be honest, I want it. I don't want it to hurt, but I do want it. Okay, as opposed to someone who goes, no, I don't want it because it hurts. Right? You see how that is integrated and that is confusing. They're saying they don't want what they do want. When instead of separating it, they're just lumping it together. I don't want that because it sometimes hurts. Okay, I want it, I just don't want it to hurt. Something like that. Okay, this decision will come in the form of a new opportunity. So okay, before I was saying do not get too lost in the world, which is, remember I said do not get too focus on the way things are, be open to the way things could be. When you open yourself to the way things could be, something new will appear. So, pay attention to that. I want new cards. I like these cards, but I don't like to see them getting all bent and out of shape. Okay, let things change. You don't have to pay too much attention to it. Cool. Don't, yeah, so in regards to this energy, if you are, yeah, you've opened your mind, you say things, anything can happen. I'm just going to focus on what I want. Let things happen however they do. Don't be like, oh, I'm at A, I want to get to B, and I want it to be this way specifically. No, I'm at A, I want to get to B, I don't mind how I get there. Trust in the universe, faith in God, the same idea. It's good practice to have. Okay. Fortune reversed in the 7th position. If you know Kabbalah, that would be Netzach, which I believe means victory. victory. I think of it more as struggle. Up to you. Passive. Combative. Know what you want. Okay. Okay. It always confuses me when this is upright, this is reverse, and this is upright. The struggle of the week is going to be once the more you start to resolve what it is you want, the more you will have to fight for it. And this will struggle, you fight for it, things, you realize who you are, you're realizing who you are, what you want. It's also, you're realizing that the only reason you forgot what you want is that other people took it away from you. Something like, I wanted... People keep telling me that I shouldn't do that, but that's who I am. You're gonna start to see that a lot of this week, a lot of this situation, a lot of what you're learning about yourself is in relation to a authority, no, not an authority figure. It's in relation to someone who is exerting control over you. Someone or something is exerting a lot of control over you and making you in its image. And you're starting to realize that in order to satisfy this entity, be it person, be it job or something, corporation, in order to satisfy this entity, you have taken on a whole bunch of virtues that might not actually be true to you. Say, I really want things to go one way, when in actual reality you want things to go another way, because when you think about it, the times when they do go that way, you don't enjoy it. I don't usually read like 7 cards. I'm getting used to doing this many readings, but I'm reaching exhaustion. I'm gonna have to go meditate. I think that should be enough to get you through. To summarize, this week is about figuring out what it is you want, given that you've stabilized yourself. You sort out what you want through reflecting on what's floating around in your mind and letting a lot of it go. Take care, Cancer. I'll see you again.